I needed to take a step away from the ugliness of the High Republic to talk about something just as maddening. Forced diversity. Now, diversity is a good thing. Like when you're tired of pizza, so you order Papa John's because you have a hankering for cardboard. See? Diversity. A break from monotony. Today, the word has become ugly. It doesn't mean what it used to. When the word diversity gets dropped, it's eye-rolling, because it means some moral authority is going to come in and tell you how to think. I don't like that. A lot of you don't either, and now Activision, of all people, is fighting against it. If the irony of that statement is lost on you, a simple Google search will reveal that Activision is regularly in the conversation alongside EA as the worst game company on the planet. Every few months, Activision is in the news for some bad reason. They're known as greedy, lazy, and known to bend over for the Chinese government. Shh. Don't tell anyone. So is a company so evil, so terrible, so full of shit, able to do good? Maybe. Let's find out. Activision calls proposal to interview at least one diverse candidate per job unworkable. Activision is chafing at implementing a wider version of the Rooney Rule. A new report has found that Activision Blizzard is resisting the adoption of hiring practices that would require the company to interview at least one candidate who is a qualified woman or minority candidate. Activision Blizzard, via its attorneys, have called this practice unworkable. In a new report from Vice, the AFL-CIO, the largest labor federation in the United States, submitted a shareholder proposal to Activision Blizzard and Electronic Arts requesting it adopt hiring practices that would require each company to include women and people of color in its initial pool of potential candidates. The AFL-CIO is a shareholder in both Activision Blizzard and EA, with the letter request sent to the Securities and Exchange Commission. The proposal is modeled after the Rooney Rule in the National Football League. Adopted in 2003, the rule required NFL teams to interview at least one non-white candidate for a coaching job. Vice reports that this rule was later expanded to include women and other marginalized candidates. Activision, a company of over 9,000 employees, and the makers of some of the biggest games like Call of Duty Black Ops and World of Warcraft, Shadowlands, have reportedly chafed at this proposal. It has taken a measure to exempt itself by claiming that these guidelines are excluded from the SEC's guidelines for shareholder proposals. Furthermore, a letter by Activision obtained by Motherboard claims that as the company has implemented the Rooney Rule policy as envisioned for director and CEO nominees, implementing a policy that would extend such an approach to all hiring decisions amount to an unworkable encroachment on the company's ability to run its business and compete for talent in a highly competitive, fast-moving market. Activision claims this proposal violates SEC guidance as a way for shareholders to micromanage the company. In a statement to Vice, EA says it will consider the stockholder proposal with its board of directors. So yeah, welcome to the Twilight Zone, folks. I gotta agree with Activision here. Shocking. It sounds cold, but it's time somebody finally said it. This stuff is unworkable. I'm a firm believer in making the world better for everybody and all that, but the extreme measures that social media have normalized makes people so averse to change, even the good kind, because of the psychos online that constantly push it. I understand the idea behind giving everyone a chance. Hell, I'm all for it. But companies bending over for social media causes makes me not want to support them. Now, there is data to support corporate social justice. Ugh. Their words. Not mine. According to the Harvard Business Review, research has shown that companies with effective corporate social responsibility, CSR programs, are more profitable than those that aren't. Over the last 50 years, corporations have relied on these programs, which include social marketing, philanthropic efforts, employee volunteer initiatives, and diversity and inclusion work to build their brands and satisfy customers. Consumers and employees are now looking for more than just corporate social responsibility. They're looking for what I call corporate social justice. Corporate social justice is the reframing of CSR that centers on the focus of any initiative or program on the measurable, lived experience by groups harmed and disadvantaged by society. CSR is a self-regulated framework that has no legal or social obligation for corporations to actually create positive impact for groups they purportedly help. Corporate social justice is a framework regulated by the trust between the company and its employees, customers, shareholders, and the broader community it touches, with the goal of explicitly doing good by all of them. Where CSR is often realized through a secondary or even vanity program tacked onto a company's main business, corporate social justice requires deep integration with every aspect of the way a company functions. So this is where all this shit comes from. Now, I'm not one to argue the reliability of the Harvard Business Review, but even Harvard is fighting for social justice. Guess since it's there, we should all just shut up, right? Wrong. This idyllic view of business engaging in social justice doesn't seem as practical in the real world as the Harvard Business Review would like you to believe. According to an article published in the Chicago Booth Review, corporate social responsibility can backfire. Now, before anyone gets uppity in their academic snobbery, the Chicago Booth Review is nothing to scoff at when compared to Harvard. Chicago Booth is the second oldest business school in the United States and is associated with 9 Nobel laureates in the economic sciences, more than any other business school in the world. The school has the third largest endowment of any business school. Chicago Booth's MBA program is ranked number 3 in the US by US News and World Report, number 1 in the US by Forbes, and number 1 globally by The Economist. Long story short, they're fucking credible. Investing in corporate social responsibility has a long history. British companies promoted social investment on the job to help improve their corporate image and to battle internal unrest around poverty and poor working conditions. Investment in CSR initiatives have grown since then, especially since the 1990s, and CSR still is often seen as a marketing tool. Large companies can be especially vigilant about integrating environmental or social causes into business operations. More than 90% of the 250 largest global companies by revenue now publish detailed annual reports of their corporate responsibility practices. So, what are the problems? For one thing, participating in a company's CSR initiative can lead to what researchers call moral self-licensing, where a positive action is offset by harmful behavior later on. In case of moral licensing, company-sponsored social initiatives can trigger poor employee performance because doing good deeds in one area encourages the employee to behave unethically in another, according to research done by List and University of Chicago postdoctoral scholar Fatima Momeni. Some say it's good, others say it's bad. I say it's great to discuss academically. But what about the real world? How is Activision, who shuns a lot of this Harvard stuff, doing? Well, let's find out, but I bet it's not that good. Activision Blizzard reported earnings today that beat expectations. Its Call of Duty franchise continued to outperform last year's result as people played a lot more games during the pandemic. The Santa Monica-based game publisher said its non-GAAP revenue for the third quarter were $1.95 billion, up 38% from last year. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick said the company is raising expectations for full-year results. Analysts expected Activision Blizzard earnings per share to be 65 cents a share, with revenue at $1.7 billion. In an interview with GamesBeat, Kotick said the company needs to hire more than 2,000 people to meet production demands. Activision Blizzard has more than 10,000 employees now. So in other words, they're doing just fine. So folks, what do you think about this? I know this is a shorter video off topic, but I just had to step away from Star Wars for a day. This is a company saying social justice causes are unworkable. You talk about the CSR practices at the high corporate levels, and now they want to implement it at every level. And it's just like the old saying goes, give an inch, take a mile. So folks, tell me what you think. I'll be looking at the comments down below. While you're down there, make sure you click the link for the comic. Check that out. You can sign up now with cover work, with a cover by Anna That Star Wars Girl and myself, and a day one exclusive variant drawn by me and features Ethan, Jeremy, and myself, the original High Council. So make sure you guys are signed up for that. Link in the description below. So folks, I'm going to get out of here. This time of recording, I'm getting ready for the show, but be prepared for a lot of fun in the coming weeks from World Class Bullshitters. I'd like to thank all of our new subscribers, all our new members, all our new wonderful things. It's been a lot of fun, and it's just going to keep getting better. So folks, if you're new to the channel, this is your first video, awesome, thank you. If you've been around for a minute, you know what's about to happen. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, always be excellent to each other.